Peace, family. I just want to do another video following up on a previous video I did talking about why, I think it was something about like why Islam is not powerful among black people or something to that effect. And I was thinking about a theocracy, looking at the different types of governments and stuff like that. And pretty much in the theocracy, the laws are ruled by the religious laws. That's the laws of the land. Whatever the religious dictates are, you're trying to make the people conform, quote unquote, to God's laws, right? And obviously it's clearly some flaws in that. I mean, there's gonna be flaws in every type of government system, but what's practiced among people here is a quote unquote democracy. And even, it's really like a mix of socialism and democracy. But anyway, that aside, my point was that the reason why religion is weak is because you cannot enforce the laws of the religion on the people. So for example, if one of the rules in Islam you say is if somebody is caught committing adultery or fornication, they supposed to get lashed in public. That's a direct rule within the Quran. Now, if you actually try to lash somebody in public for sleeping with somebody, you're gonna go to jail and shit, right? So when you can't enforce, now this rule was set in place for a reason. You can't think that, okay, you got a set of people, they all agree to follow Islam, right? They agree this or whatever faith, we going to follow this way of life. And this way of life got certain rules, laws, commandments, whatever you want to say. And then people not following them. So then there's a penalty within that law book that say if this happened, you got to enforce this rule. Now, if you can't enforce that rule in a way, you're not going to be able to keep people in line or keep your civilization or your society in check. I mean, that's the reason why we got laws in this country. When people don't follow traffic laws or rules or signs or whatever, accidents can happen, or people get fines, penalties, prison time, so forth and so on. So laws and rules is always meant to keep society safe and to stop people from doing things, right, that we deem to be important to society or whatever. So you're never going to be able to really, like, the religion under this kind of society is really only going to be for the individual and like your own personal family, unless a group of people agree within some kind of faith-based community that they will enact certain kind of laws and rules among themselves, and they're going to follow the outcomes of that. Now, most likely you're going to have to do stuff like isolate people, cut them off financially, different stuff like that, because at the end of the day, a person can say, okay, yeah, I'm in this faith, we all gonna live together, we gonna follow these rules, but then soon if they get mad and you do some shit to their ass, then they gonna run to the law. At the end of the day, it still is never gonna work really under this kind of democratic system that we live under in America. So you can only use other social pressures to make the people conform to follow these different dictates and laws. And anybody who don't think, black people don't need laws and rules to help us conform to behave in a civilized way, you crazy. You crazy. You absolutely need that moral enforcement. Obviously to a certain degree. I'm not talking about no motherfuckers going too crazy or whatever. But the point is, like I said, just following up on that video, this is the reason why the religious community in general is weak. Whenever you can't enforce laws, the people just gonna run amok, and that really just gonna be what it is. But so that's really all I got. Oh, you know, and to follow that up with, that's also when you hear people say, oh, I'm just spiritual, and you know, that's not gonna produce shit for a group of people. For an individual, that's good, you know, that's your own personal thing, blah blah blah, you spiritual, blah blah blah. But for a group of people, you got to have rules and laws. You got to have shit that's gonna regulate the movements of the people. You know what I mean? The way of society. You gotta have rules, you gotta have laws. Anybody who think you really gonna be changing something without no kind of rules or laws and shit like that, you just kidding yourself. You just kidding yourself. You got some more learning to do. You know, you need some more experience in life. Or you just simple as hell and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point in the game, if you don't understand that laws regulate everything. Laws regulate life. Everything run by the dictates of certain laws. Certain laws and rules that govern shit. Everything in society work that way. Everything in nature, for all you spiritual people and shit like that, everything in the natural world operate under laws. If it didn't, it wouldn't grow naturally. It wouldn't produce naturally. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why things work a certain way, because they follow the dictates of laws. You know, the plant, it got to get sunlight, it got to get water, it needs soil, because that's the law that it operates. That's the law it was born in. That's the law it was born under. So you're not moving nowhere without no laws. So any kind of talk about, I don't follow religion, I'm just spiritual, that's nonsense. That's an immature mind that don't understand that life don't work that way. The world don't work that way. So with that being said, that's all I got on that topic. Peace.